Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe, here as always with my co-host, Aaron Coe.
Hello.
Go ahead and drop a subscription. It's free. You can unsubscribe at any time. Follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29. And the book, last plug, we got the ebook on Amazon and the hardcover on lulu.com. Today is Wednesday, October 14th. I believe this is episode 32. And week 5 in the books. Oh boy. We already talked about the Seahawks game on Seahawk Talk, obviously, but just have to reiterate, what a crazy game. 5-0, feels good.
Feels great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So I guess let's just start off. Also, we did talk about the Lakers winning the championship in that episode. Just to recap what we said, LeBron deserved MVP. He got it. Lakers dominated in the last game. Amazing job by Jimmy to win a second game. I don't think any of us expected that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think both of us picked Lakers in 5. So.
I picked Lakers in 6.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh shit! God damn it, you bastard. Yeah. All right. Well, good call by you then.
And I thought that was a bit optimistic.
Yeah, I do.
But I thought, what the heck? I hope for a decent series, and we got a decent series.
Yeah, I was very
for the
happy.
most part.
Very happy with the overall, not just the result, but the series itself too, was fun to watch. I mean, and that's all really you could ask, especially as a non-invested fan. Although I am invested in LeBron.
You are.
Emotionally, but
Yes.
but more than anything, I wanted LeBron to win. All right, so I guess we did not go over some of the more interesting notes of other Week 5 games either. So just quickly, I don't even remember what happened last week, so I'm just looking at the scores now. Bears beat the Bucks by 1. Tom Brady holding up the fourth quarter fourth down when. Yeah, anyway, he's getting old. He's senile.
That's a brutal error.
Brutal error.
That's terrible.
Now the Bears
Terrible.
are 4-1.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, Nick Foles, 30 for 42, 243, a touchdown and a pick. Very Nick Foles-esque day.
And I watched some of that game, and it made me appreciate Russell Wilson even more.
Yeah.
Nick Foles, he makes some awful throws, and there were some throws down the field.
There's one in particular that was one of the worst throws I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and there were several where, sometimes you can blame a throw here, throw there on the receiver.
Yeah.
But there were a couple where you're like, dude, how are you
The
in
route
the
has
NFL?
already developed,
Yeah.
and he's just running.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's just bad.
Yeah.
Bad football, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's not winning another Super Bowl, I don't think.
Oh, no.
I don't know how he won, but...
Yeah. Sunday night, obviously, Seahawks taking down the Vikings in thrilling fashion. We got Teddy Two Gloves. He's legit. He had another good game. It was against the Falcons, who are now 0-5. But I wish I could have recorded this take years and years ago. But even when Teddy Bridgewater was a backup on the Jets and he was at the lowest of his low, I still believed in him. I'm so glad he's getting another chance. And he's getting paid, too. Like, he got a good contract.
Yeah, he
so
did.
I'm really happy for him. Raiders beating the Chiefs,
Wow.
putting up 40 points. I don't know. That's
really surprising.
I have no idea what to make of this game. Las Vegas is now 3-2. Kansas City, they're still 4-1, and every team is going to lose a game that they probably should have won.
Yep.
So
I think the Raiders are pretty decent, though. I think they're better than people thought they would be.
It seems like they're not incompetent. So
Yeah.
And people were asking if they thought this was a blueprint game, where do the Raiders have the recipe to beat the Chiefs? I don't think so. I just think, I think part of it is Gruden has played Andy Reid a lot too. It's divisional, so it's weird stuff happens in divisional games.
I think it'll be an anomaly when it's all said and done. Cardinals
prove that they're not complete frauds, beating the Jets by 20. Eagles put up 29. I would not have taken the over in this game.
No.
Eagles-Steelers, 38-29. Rams also prove they're not complete and total frauds by beating a different NFC East team, 30-10. Any other interesting notes? Oh, yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh my god. Oh, we didn't want to celebrate this
42 points.
43 actually.
43 points.
43 to 17. And I was gonna save this for a little bit, but we might as well just talk about it now. Jimmy G Elite. Jimmy G Elite.
No.
Yeah, Niners fans had to hop off Twitter on Sunday. They lost 43 to 17. Jimmy G looked like dog shit as always.
Yeah.
Got benched for CJ Beathard. Also looked like dog shit. Oh man, some people think that the game was already kind of lost, so some people think that they just didn't want to risk Jimmy G getting injured more. But he still looked like dog shit and got benched. So
yeah, he did not look good.
No.
He's not very good.
No, he's not.
I mean, if you put him, when they were playing well, dominant running game, dominant defense.
Yeah.
They've had some injuries. A couple players gone. A couple players got old. So they don't have a dominant defense and a dominant running game right now. So, and he is never going to carry a team. That's just not.
Put him
who
on
he
the
is.
Seahawks last year. What's our record?
Ugh.
2-14 or something. Seriously though, I mean, think about the game that was probably the most dominant for them last year, the NFC Championship game against the Packers.
Right.
They ran the ball for like 250 untouched.
Yeah.
So,
he didn't have to do much.
No, he is so great at handing off the ball though. He's an elite handoffer.
Good handoffs.
Yeah,
for sure.
Browns moving to 4-1.
It's shocking to me. I didn't think they would be 4-1 at this point.
The Colts were my sleeper team this year. They are now 3-2. It was kind of contingent on Phillip Rivers being a better quarterback with a better offensive line.
Yeah.
21 for 33, 243, and 2 picks, no touchdowns. So
yeah, he looks like he's about done.
The thing I should have known last year, it looked like he was throwing a helium balloon, and it looks the same this year. So I don't know why I thought he was going to be able to turn around. Although, and the thing is, he went from being the most pressured quarterback to the least, I'm pretty sure, and it's still not.
Yeah,
great.
you would think that would make a big impact.
So yeah, that was my thinking on that. But obviously, he's just old now. So Cowboys barely beating the Giants.
Yeah,
gave up 34 on that. That was your over, right?
Yeah, it was. Just made it.
Yeah, and.
Looked shaky for a while.
It took defense to hit your over, actually.
Yeah.
2 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. And then before we talk about Chargers Saints, Bills absolutely get throttled by the Titans.
Ooh.
I don't know if you saw that stiff arm by Derrick Henry. Made Josh Norman look like a child. That was one of the dirtiest stiff arms I've ever seen. That was Earl
Campbell or Beast Mode-esque.
Yeah. By the way, Ryan Tannehill was like, we're a little ticked off about how people have been talking about us. It's like, I don't know, maybe be more careful and don't have illegal practices.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's a suggestion.
People use weird shit for motivation, I guess.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I mean, they haven't really been able to practice unless they've been hiding.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was surprised by that. I thought the Bills quarterback, is it Josh Allen, right?
Josh Allen, yeah.
I thought he looked like we thought he looked before he was drafted. He was inaccurate at times.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they are going to be what we thought they were. So
yeah, who knows? I did not watch this game, so
I watched parts of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a game I watched mostly just the end of, but Chargers Saints. I'm still not going to walk back my Herbert take.
I might.
I'm still not going to walk back my Herbert take because he still had some throws in there that looked like Oregon Josh Herbert.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel like this will die. This whole Josh Herbert good.
Justin.
Not Josh. Yeah, Justin. Justin Herbert good. Just combining the names of the quarterbacks we shit on that we're wrong about. So
yeah, funny thing is, I know some people might think, oh, you're just hating on Justin Herbert because he went to Oregon, but let me tell you, I don't care much when guys get to the show, what where they played college ball. I mean,
I love Mariota. I mean, Mariota's a really good guy, so it's a little different. But.
Yeah. So I've rooted for him. Herbert seems like a good dude. I like that he stayed, through his senior year.
Mm-hmm.
I like guys that do that just because some guys like playing college football and going to college despite what you might hear, so I don't have a big issue with that when Huskies go to the NFL. Yeah, sure. I hope they do well, but I didn't want, Myles Gaskin to run wild on the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Screw it. I don't want him to get hurt, but beyond that, I wanted him to have a horrible game, whatever. Justin Herbert seems like a good dude. I wish him well. I don't have any ill will.
And I just want to make this very clear. I will never say a player is not good at football because I don't like them.
Right.
I'm trying to think of an example of a player I really don't like that was really good. And for some reason, I'm blanking right now.
One of them for me would have been T.O. back in the,
there you go. Yeah.
That's a little dated, but, statistically, one of the top three receivers.
Would you ever say he shouldn't be a Hall of Famer because of his play?
No, I like that he had to wait a couple of years because fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But he destroyed a couple locker rooms, but his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, he was a dominant player. So
exactly.
I never thought he was a bad player. I just didn't want him to do well and didn't care that he had to wait a couple of years. But yeah, obviously a Hall of Famer. So that's, I can separate those and I'll tell you,
me too.
Hoping someone sucks versus believing they will suck. It's two very different things.
Very, very different. And I will never let my emotions bleed into whether I think like talent evaluation.
Yeah.
We just watched Justin Herbert play. I mean, his last year especially, I probably watched 3 or 4 Oregon games, including the UW one. I mean, they had some big ones in there that I watched, like the ASU one that they choked.
Yeah.
And I've never been impressed by what I saw from him.
Yeah, he makes a lot of poor throws. He's a very athletic guy for a guy that size. But even in the game, this most recent game, there were times where he really left himself exposed to big hits, and that was part of his issue before too, was getting injured. And if he keeps doing that, mark my words, he will miss half of a season here, half of a season there. And those guys, you can't have a starting quarterback in the NFL who gets hurt.
Yeah, and
name one starting elite quarterback.
It doesn't exist.
They don't. They play every game.
Mm-hmm.
They learn to protect themselves, and they are protected. So he needs to fix that ASAP, or he'll be an afterthought.
Also, for the record,
quickly.
I will not be rooting for an injury so my take is right.
No,
for the record.
No.
Yeah, just want to get that out there too. I don't want people misconstruing that.
Yeah, I'd rather be wrong than have
a young kid
get hurt,
injured and lose a bunch of money.
No, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. So
I mean, if it's a 49er, maybe.
Jesus, or if it's Tristan Hill.
Yeah, oops. I'm okay with that.
Torn ACL. Oh no. Fucker.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
All right. We'll move on from that.
They should have fined him some more after he tore his ACL.
Seriously, yeah.
I hate that guy.
Okay. Another player out for the season, Chandler Jones. I didn't even see what happened with him.
I don't know either. He's an Arizona Cardinal, one of their key defenders, and he's out for the year. So that's a blow, blow to the Cardinals.
Yeah. And then we already talked about. We already talked about CJ Beathard coming in.
It's Beathard.
God damn it!
I only know this because his uncle or grandpa or somebody is one of the best GMs of all time in the NFL, Bobby Beathard.
Okay, I actually know that name.
Put together some championship
didn't
teams.
know that
That's the only reason I know.
Yeah, and you put this one in here. I did not realize how bad Everson Griffin was playing. Yeah. He's terrible. I did see a highlight from him from the Giants game where he was running up to tackle a guy and then just kind of stopped, and then the guy just ran around him. So I'm glad we didn't get him. I was I slammed the table when the Cowboys signed him, and I was very pissed. But we avoided something, I guess.
Yeah, maybe the Seahawks knew what they were doing, knew what they were potentially getting. Pete Carroll he played for Pete Carroll at USC, so Pete would probably know as well as anybody. So yeah, maybe they knew something that we didn't know, and I guess that's why they make know $10 million a year, and we're in your bedroom doing a podcast.
Sometimes you gotta take a look in the mirror. But
I mean, maybe he'll turn it around. I don't know, but right now we can't be mad about that anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, and also we can admit when we're wrong. So there we go.
Oh, another defensive end not doing a whole lot either.
Yannick?
He's done a little. Well, he had a sack.
Oh, Clowney, yeah.
Clowney.
Bruce Irvin
was on fire
man.
yesterday. He had 3 great tweets. I sent you 2 of them.
Yeah, I just looked through his Twitter because I could tell from those tweets that there was a lot more, and I liked a ton of them.
I think somebody was enjoying a few, maybe.
Yeah. By the way, Clowney still has the same amount of sacks as me.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And he said, "Do you see?" He said, "If they want to talk, I can really fight."
Yeah,
Jesus. Like, okay, Bruce.
Oh, Brucey.
He said, "Give me 9 months and I'll come back. Come back better than ever." Yeah. He also said that if he's not coming back to the Seahawks next year, he's done.
Wow. Okay.
And he tweeted like how much he loved the 12s and stuff. So that tells you something. You know? That really does.
I appreciate that. Maybe not the smartest bargaining.
No, true.
Bargaining I've ever seen, but
I mean, if I'm assuming, then he would also not be willing to not get paid a ton.
Yeah.
But yeah, next up, also a former Seahawk, hopefully maybe returning, Dan Quinn and the GM Dimitroff.
Yeah.
Dimitrov, I don't know. Dimitrov get canned, both at the same time. I feel like that's really rare. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and it's hard to evaluate Dan Quinn as a head coach. It's also hard to evaluate him as a defensive coordinator.
The talent on our team was so insane.
And it's Pete Carroll's defense.
Yeah.
Dimitrov, I mean, they didn't have a lot of talent. I mean, they have some skill players.
But they have 10 first-round picks on their offense.
Right. Yeah, and they have, I think far too often, and this happens especially when people are making their preseason predictions, people and recruiting in college, like this happens at every freaking level. If you have a good quarterback and 2 good receivers and 2 elite receivers, that doesn't mean you have a good football team.
Yeah, or even a good offense.
Yeah, it means you're going to complete some passes.
Yeah.
But that doesn't, as we see with the Falcons, that doesn't mean you're going to win football games.
Yeah.
So, he seems like a good dude. I've heard him, he's been on KJR a couple times, and I like him, and we'll see what happens. I mean, he's not coming. He's not going to be the defensive coordinator of the Seahawks this season, I don't think. No. And the interesting thing is, especially players are more and more in control, and the players love Ken Norton, and Ken Norton is African American, so to fire him in the middle of the season and bring in a white guy, to be honest, might cause it more problems than it solves. I don't know. Maybe the players would be on board. I have absolutely no clue.
No, that's
but it would certainly be viewed from the out, if not internally from the outside world. There'd be a lot of questions about that,
especially just because Dan Quinn was coming off a terrible coaching job.
Yeah.
So
maybe this off season, could you move Ken Norton back to linebackers coach and bring DQ back in, or make them co-coordinators?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can, pull some shit like that. So I don't know. I doubt it'll happen this year, but I'm sure Pete will talk to him about something. Come in as a consultant, whatever.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah, it'd be good. I think that it can't be a bad thing.
No. All right. We're actually moving through this really quick. There's not a ton of talk about this week, honestly, with the NBA ending, and I mean, NFL regular season week 5. It's like, normal stuff. Other than here and there's some positive COVID tests. By the way, Drew Lock, full participant in practice today, so we should see Cam and Cam Newton and Drew Lock back for that game,
Okay.
which will be nice.
Yeah.
But moving forward, we got the NFL potentially starting a bubble. I did see that there was one NFL health expert or something that was saying he was against a bubble, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know why you would be.
I think
Did you watch the NBA playoffs?
if you're against the bubble, you're not worried about health. You're worried about money and effort and time.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and if you're a health expert,
That's a
weird
one.
We've seen that the bubble has, and this was a headline, so I don't know what the quote was. So that could be a clickbaity headline that I think Bleacher Report put out. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. But if you're a health expert, your priority is health.
Yeah.
And very clearly, the bubble is 1,000%, 100% the best option.
I mean, I think to me, they have to do it for the playoffs.
Yeah.
You can't be pushing things back at that point.
You can't let teams have bye weeks in the playoffs.
No, and in the regular season, hey, if there's a team that only plays 15 games, or you're moving stuff around, you live with that this year. But in the playoffs, you can't have key players missing games. You know what I mean?
No.
You can't have. Now they are. I will say this: they are. I've heard that they basically are prepared to play the Super Bowl any one of 3 different weekends.
Okay.
Like they have the hotels, and that's not the trick. Honestly, the hotel is the hardest part.
Yeah, I did not think about that, but you got like 200.
Yeah, I remember last year when the UW Cal game with the Lightning, and people are like, "Why didn't they just play it the next day?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, because Cal didn't have a hotel.
Yeah.
And you can't call the hotel and say we need 100 rooms in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
They
would have been making that call at like 10 o'clock at night or whatever. You just can't do that. So anyway, it sounds like they're prepared for a couple of weeks. If the NFL has to shut down for a week or two, they could do that. But I think once you make it through the regular season, it would be time to bubble them up, and just make sure that you get through that part of the season without any. You just can't do it. You can't move TV games around. Yeah. You can't be playing on Tuesday. Like, you can't be doing that stuff for the playoffs.
No.
That's where they're making their big TV money.
And what's really interesting to me is LA and Dallas being the cities. I know, I mean, when you're in a bubble, it doesn't matter, but where in LA is there room? Like, where are you going to go in LA?
A lot of it is just you have newer and nice facilities, and then apparently the hotel situation is really good in those 2 cities. So
okay,
you're also, I don't know how they would do media, but you also will have a lot of media covering those events, and they may want to keep themselves open to some fans, especially for the Super Bowl.
Well, then LA would be not. It would be the opposite of where you want to go, right? Is LA letting people? There's no way LA's letting people in, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I would think like Miami. I mean,
yeah,
Miami, Dallas makes sense because they're really relaxed. Yeah, they're really relaxed right now. LA is
bring your leave your masks at home and bring your guns. In Dallas.
Yeah, seriously. I like my guns with my coffee. So yeah, LA seems like a bad option to me. I don't know if you're. There's too many restrictions. Nothing will be allowed to happen, and the hotel situation is good, but I don't know. There's hotels everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's some cities better set up for it than others.
Fair enough.
I think that's part of the reason. Well, Seattle's a cold weather city, but also the hotel situation is not very good around downtown.
Doesn't ESPN's Wide World of Sports have soccer fields?
I think so.
Could you turn those into football fields?
Maybe. That's another thing. You do want a really good field. Like, you want to make sure it's a really
true.
Good
Yeah,
field.
if they don't want turf.
So I don't know.
Is Dallas turf? I feel like Dallas is turf.
I think so.
And I know LA is too.
You want really good turf, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the
players
differences
don't like
in
turf at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, I hope the bubble thing works, and ultimately, as long as it as long as no one tests positive, it doesn't matter what city it's in. So that's whatever.
Yeah, especially if you're not letting fans into the games. Obviously, if Seattle could fill the clink, then if we had a home playoff game, I would certainly want it to be here.
For sure.
Because it's such an advantage. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I think they should bubble it up unless there's a vaccine or, you always have to, throw those out there. But I think they should take again, you can't have stuff get delayed. You can't have 12 players missing a game. Like, you can't do any of that sort of stuff when it's the playoffs. So bubble them up and let's go.
For sure. Le'Veon Bell tweeting out the prayer hands because he's leaving the Jets, just like when he shit on Jamal Adams for leaving the Jets. Interesting. And
he's a clown.
I don't know if you saw my retweet, but like right when he got released, he tweeted the prayer hands, but his pinned tweet was still like, "Let's go New York," and it was him photoshopped in a Jets jersey, so I just retweeted it. So Le'Veon Bell getting cut. Jets have been trying to trade him since before the trade deadline last season. And they're going to go ahead and eat $19 million total over the next 2 years, 15 this year, which, I mean, they're going to eating $15 million for them this year is really, it doesn't matter because it's not like they're going to go out and get a big signing this year or win games.
Right.
So, but $4 million next year, that's not good.
No.
Again, I mean, they're not. It's not like they're going to be trying to sign a bunch of guys to make a run, but.
So they must be tanking for Trevor. That must be what
Seems
this
like
is
it.
about.
Seems like it. And it's crazy that actually no, it's not crazy that no one would trade for Le'Veon Bell.
No,
it's not crazy. He's not that good anymore.
He's not that good and he makes a lot of money. That's not what you're looking for.
Yeah.
When you make a trade.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And both of his exits from these teams have been ugly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Not surprised. I mean, I'm surprised that he got cut right now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't wait till the trade deadline, but
they had no chance to trade him ever. But I'll be curious to see where he ends up because I don't know what he has left, but if he has something left, I mean, he was obviously an elite back.
He's gonna be a Patriot, isn't he? He's gonna be a fucking Patriot.
Seems like a Patriot sort of thing to do.
God damn.
Yeah.
Or
Buccaneer.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. That's a good. Although they have
a couple guys.
They have a couple guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's all the football stuff we have. Moving over to women's NCAA basketball. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Quite a turn of events on the Coe Show. Climate Pledge Arena is going to be hosting 2023 and 2025 for the WNCAA tournament. And I mean, that's just dope. It's proving that we can host events and stuff. And maybe the Sonics will come back because of this. That's really anything that happens in this arena. I'm just thinking about what it means for the Sonics coming back.
Sell it out. Let's sell this. Everything that's in there, sell it out.
Honestly, if the tickets aren't hella expensive and they're not selling out, I will go to these games.
Yeah.
I will go to some of these games, 100%. So.
Yeah, again, I've said it before on this podcast. Everything I've seen and heard about this arena, if you think they're just redoing Key Arena, you're not paying it. You're just flat out not paying attention. And you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, this is what it's all about. What you're wearing.
That's right.
Bring them back.
Yeah, it's going to be an elite arena for both sports and concerts.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, now just because the stupid old roof there is still there to appease the Seattle City Council.
So weird.
It doesn't matter what the roof looks like, right? It matters what's under the roof, and it's going to be spectacular from everything I've heard.
They built that shit in like 1970, and it's a historical landmark. I don't this makes no sense, but anyway.
Nothing built in the 60s and 70s was
worth
a damn.
No.
It's one of the darkest areas of architecture in history.
Yeah. All right. Well, actually, hold on. Let's update the baseball playoffs because I did not realize
what baseball playoffs.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
I did not realize what was happening in the baseball playoffs until I looked today. So at 3:05, the Dodgers and Braves will be playing, and then at 5:40, the Rays and Astros will be playing. Do you know what the series is at for the AL and NLCS?
No idea. I have no
Okay,
idea.
what do you
It's so bad.
What do you guess the Dodgers Braves series is?
Well,
They've played 2 games. Dodgers and Braves have played 2
I
games.
do know that the Braves went up 2-0.
Okay.
So
Do you know anything about the Rays Astros series?
I know that a Rays player had a walk-off in one of the games, I believe, and there was a spectacular catch where the guy like fell over the railing.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Find that if you haven't seen that.
Yeah.
But so I know they won 1 game, but that's about it. And going back to the NLCS, wasn't Kershaw scratched from a start?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
So,
okay, that's all I got.
Rays versus Astros tonight. Game 4 could send the Rays to the World Series. They're up 3-0.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
That's insane. Just as long as the Astros don't get there.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see a highlight on Twitter of who's the little person that plays second base?
Altuve. Jeez.
Am I allowed to
Yes,
say that?
yeah. Little person, I'm pretty sure, is actually the correct term, I think.
And he is like pretty little.
He's a little person.
Anyone shorter than me, I'm 5'7". Anyone shorter than me is
especially
little.
Especially in any professional sport.
Yeah. So he's he's making some bad throws. He's had some throwing errors. So he's not hitting well. So I think it's a lot of things are in his head without his little buzzer helping him out.
Yeah.
So.
And he can suck my balls.
Yes.
So they're 29-31. They shouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So happy that's happening. And, I would really love to see a Rays-Braves World Series. Just completely mix it up. I mean, I'm tired of seeing the Dodgers and the Astros.
Yeah.
So, hopefully the Braves can take care of it tonight and not lock the series up, but, going up 3-0.
There's a little bit of me that would have liked to have seen Dodgers-Astros.
Yeah, that's true.
Just to see how ugly that could get.
Yeah.
But it would probably be disappointing. It probably wouldn't be as ugly as I want it to be.
No, because they're trying to win a World Series, so...
Yeah.
And I don't want to see any 29-31 team in the World Series.
No.
So, Braves would be awesome, personally.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Just 2 completely different teams that I think we're expected to make a jump, but not like this. So, yeah.
Sometimes people buy too much into the hype of, ooh, I need LA versus New York, or you know what I mean? All that crap.
Where do the players hate each other?
I want Lakers Celtics.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Where do the players hate each other?
I wanted Lakers Celtics in 1987.
Yeah.
Why do I want it in 2020? I mean, fine, whatever.
So the media can hype it up.
That's what it is. I think the NBA whatever sport, didn't you say NBA, but they want the big markets because of the TV ratings that they get from it. I don't care about TV ratings.
No.
I don't get any of that money.
No.
So
I want to see good
I just want
sports.
a good matchup.
Good sports.
Good games.
And ideally, some players that hate each other, personally. I would rather see Thunder Lakers than Celtics Lakers. That's not true, but because Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo spit in Chris Paul's face last year. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are talking about Kyle Kuzma is dating Tyler Hero's ex. Or no, Tyler Hero's dating Kyle Kuzma's ex. No. No one cares about that.
Gross.
Who actually hates each other?
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's not enough hate in the world.
No.
In the sports world these days.
No. All right, we'll move. Okay, so week 6 coming up. Seahawks do have a bye.
Bye.
So, I guess just looking through these matchups, I'm just going to read off any that I think seem just interesting in general. Falcons-Vikings, battle of the shitters this year. The disappointments, 1-4, 0-5. I think this could be a game that the Vikings prove that they're not complete dog shit. But also, I mean, maybe the Falcons shouldn't be 0-5. I don't know.
You never know when a coach leaves or gets fired. You never know which way that's going to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get reinvigorated and they get excited and a weight is lifted off their shoulders and they play better. Or sometimes they just flat out quit. Okay, I guess we're done. And they did play for Dan Quinn down the stretch last season. So who knows how that's going to go. That is the last game I would ever bet because I have no idea what's going to happen.
No clue. By the way, can we talk about Fox's game of the fucking week? Are you shitting me?
Well, it's always the Cowboys. So
the 1-3 Cowboys versus the 0-4 Giants was the game of the week.
The game of the week. Yeah.
That's so I just can't. Yeah. I cannot stand that network in any respect.
Meanwhile, the Bills-Titans, and that game was, again, it was last night, was originally supposed to be on Sunday. That game had CBS's last, and that's two different networks, but that game, a matchup of two, what was it, undefeated versus one loss team, I think, had basically the last broadcast team, right? The last. God damn. I don't even know. I can't even name them. The former Giants kicker is the color guy.
Yeah.
How many kickers are great color guys, other than maybe Pat McAfee would be. But anyway, so I don't know how. Again, they're just looking for number of households that would turn the game on. That's what it's all about. But yeah, it sucks when here in Seattle that an NFC East game between two horrible football teams is what gets shoved down our throats. Thank God for the NFL Red Zone.
Yeah, Jesus. I would. By the way, you're never getting rid of Red Zone.
No, we can't. No.
We're too far gone.
No.
No. But okay, yeah. So I would like my football networks to care about the quality of football and not ratings. You're talking about football. You're supposed to be breaking down the games. Why are you talking about this NFC East matchup between just two absolute stinkers? Why no one cares about exactly? It's lame.
I'm holding up the money sign.
Yeah.
If you're listening on Spotify.
Yeah.
That's all they care about. Yeah.
That's all Johnny Manziel cared about too. Look where he's at. So, yeah. Okay. Still continuing with this week. What threw me off on that tangent was the 1-4 Giants or 1-4 Redskins versus the 0-5 Giants. Two NFC East powerhouses. Whoever wins this, probably gonna win the division. Yeah. So,
somebody tweeted. I don't know who it was, but somebody tweeted last week. Watch the Eagles. It was an Eagles person, but watch the Eagles. Will be, 5-9-1 going into week 6. The last week of the season, resting their starters because they've already clinched.
Yeah, it could happen. It genuinely could happen.
Yeah.
So we got anything else? Oh, Browns Steelers. That 4-0,
should be fun.
4-1 and 4-0 for those respective teams.
Find out if the Browns are for real or not in that game.
Yeah. And then we got probably the shittiest two matchups of the week here: Lions Jags and Jets Dolphins. They are giving the Dolphins 9.5 against the Jets, which is entirely disrespectful, but I don't completely disagree with it.
I mean, because they beat the 49ers.
True, yeah. I guess they did just smack down the 49ers.
The 2-3 49ers.
God damn. 2-3, bro. Oh my God.
Oh God, I just get so happy. This is why you love winning before a bye, because you can just be happy and you can talk shit for 2 weeks.
And first of all, Packers Bucks. They're giving I think it's at Tampa Bay, but I think they're giving Green Bay a point here, so that's kind of interesting. That should be a good game.
That's a good game too. I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, that's in the 1:00 slate. Interestingly enough.
Yeah.
There's only actually 2 clocks in that, or 2 games in that 1:00 slate. So, and one of them's Jets Dolphins. So, yeah, and then Sunday night we will get to see one of our division rivals lose. Oddly enough, we're rooting for the Niners against the Rams. Just statistically, I would rather see the Niners lose. I'd rather see the Niners lose, but you can't. There is no denying that statistically we want the Rams to lose. 4-1 versus 2-3. We'd rather have a 4-2 and a 3-3 than a 5. You want the Rams to be 5-1? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get real. You do not want the Rams to be 5-1. You would rather have them be 4-2 and the Niners be 3-3. Stop. Stop.
The thing is, if the Niners lose this game, then they're out of the conversation. They're done.
True. That is true.
They're dead. The wicked witch is dead.
If they were 2-4, that would just be awesome to see on paper.
But I see your point though. If the Rams win this game, if they end up even, I don't know. I can't remember when they played the Seahawks, but then they win. If they beat the Seahawks, then they're in first place. So
yeah,
you're. I think it's too early to
worry about that
a ton about that.
Fair enough.
But
I think it's. Hold on, is it at Niners? I need to learn this. when the score pops up, if the team is below, that's the home team, right?
Yeah, it's blank at.
Okay, good.
So
they are giving the Rams 3.5 on the road.
I would probably bet on. I thought about doing this for lock of the week. I think I would put my money on the 49ers for that game.
I almost put this as my lock as well.
Because I think it'll be a close game.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And then Monday, we got Chiefs-Bills, battle of apparently 2 elite teams that had very weird weeks. Bills, way worse than the Chiefs week, but, this will be a redemption game for both of them. Apparently 2 elite quarterbacks in Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. I don't know.
I think we're gonna find out who the real deal is in this game.
Given Kansas City 3.5 on the road in what could be a very cold game potentially. It's October 19th in Buffalo, so I'm just gonna. Although, is it still hot? Is New York still warm in October?
It's kind of hit or miss up there this time of year.
Yeah.
So it's usually not too bad in October, but it could go either way.
And then Monday night, Cardinals-Cowboys. So, obviously, I guess we're rooting for the Cowboys here.
Yeah.
It would be great if the Cardinals. What if the 2 teams in the division that were supposed to make a ton of noise, in the Cardinals and the Niners, were 3-3 and 2-4? That'd be kind of insane.
Yeah, and the Cardinals, I never understood the love of them coming into the season.
The thing is, I don't think everyone had them as their dark horse.
Yeah.
So are they a dark horse then if everyone has them as their dark horse? I don't know. But there was a ton of hype coming in from all over the place.
Just like the Browns last year.
Yeah.
Every year there's a shitty team that makes a couple of off-season moves. It's usually if you pick up a stud wide receiver, suddenly you're going to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And just like you said, with having, and we still don't know what we're getting out of Kyler Murray quite yet, I would say, but having a good quarterback and a couple good wide receivers, that just adds so much hype. And that's exactly right. Actually, with OBJ going to the Browns, and Jarvis Landry, that was all people could talk about.
You still have to have offensive and defensive lines. You still have, there's a lot of other positions on the field.
Yeah.
So, is it time?
It's the Howard Schultz Cloud of the Week. All right.
I do remember who I have.
All right. I wanna actually take this one. That is not what I wanted. All right. My Clown of the Week. Ed Werder. Here's what he tweeted when Alex Smith got injured. Alex Smith is a winning quarterback and more than that, a good man with a wife and young children. Hope he recovers fully and quickly from what appeared to be a terrible injury. This is what he tweeted when the quarterback of his favorite team, Dak Prescott, got injured. The business side of the NFL. The injury risk that Dak Prescott accepted when rejecting multi-year offers to play on the 1-year franchise tag becomes an untimely reality. He was having a record-setting season. This is like 15 minutes after his season ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I replied to this. Untimely, just like this fucking tweet. Like, dude, come on now. This isn't the hugest deal because, even if he just waited 24 hours, it probably would have been okay.
Yeah.
But come on, man. You got to have some awareness.
I'm surprised because he's not usually a total nut. But first of all, he's completely correct.
He is. No, he is. Yeah, he is.
But yeah, when you have a horrific injury like that, and people are wondering if the guy, is there a chance he might not ever walk again?
Yeah.
Or well, is there a chance he could run and
Yeah.
play football again? I don't think you send out that tweet when an hour after the guy leaves the field in tears.
Yeah.
Maybe give it a little time. If you tweeted that today, okay.
No one would bat an eye.
I mean, it might open an eye, but it wouldn't be horrible. But yeah, that's guys. I like betting on yourself, but it's a little. When you're talking about $250 million, this guy was probably going to get. I'm sure even Dak has thought maybe I should have, maybe I should have signed something, but sounds like he'll be able to come back and probably at full strength. So
yep.
Ultimately, it may not hurt him at all.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna pay the guy.
4 to 6, man. That's pretty incredible. 4 to 6.
I was surprised. So there must not have been torn arteries. There must not have been a whole lot of damage. There's a dislocation that they can fix, and a broken bone. I don't know the exact extent of the injuries, but yeah, 4 to 6 months. That tells you that it's not catastrophic.
Yeah.
That he should be able to come back at pretty close to full strength.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good news. And
yeah.
We'll see where he plays. Where he plays next year.
Oh, and also just one last thing that I forgot to mention. And I meant to mention at the very beginning. Stephen Jones said Dak Prescott remains part of the team's future. So hopefully they're telling the truth.
Yeah, who knows?
That's all I got about that. I mean, you've heard everyone's takes about this, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. What's yours?
Oh, clown. Oh, so you sent me this tweet this morning just to piss me off, and it worked. It worked. It absolutely worked.
Yes.
So his name is Nick Wright. I don't know who this guy is.
He's a bronzexual. I don't know if you saw my tweet about him, about that.
No, I missed it.
Actually, you go ahead and then I'll give my thing.
So the thing is, and he was extremely negative about Jordan, basically saying he didn't do anything, couldn't beat anybody worth a damn for most of his career, and all we ever talk about is the end of his career where he won. And there's some truth to what he's saying.
Yeah.
But then he brought up things like, oh, look at all the people that won titles, when Jordan was in the league, and a lot of those were when he was playing for the Wizards. Nobody expected Jordan to win a title then.
No.
So I wouldn't go there. He's like, well, I didn't count the years that he was out of the league. Yeah, but you counted the years.
You counted the year that he was number 45.
Yeah.
Hakeem did not win a championship when Jordan played a full season.
And you counted stuff when he was with the Wizards. I mean, come on. Give me a break there.
Yeah.
And then, if you look at, first of all, somebody on Twitter said, and this wasn't original, but that GOAT should be GOTE, the greatest of their era.
Yeah, probably.
And I absolutely believe that.
Yeah.
Because, same example I've brought up before, if you plop Babe Ruth, into the MLB right now, he would be terrible.
Yeah.
But in comparison to the players in his era, he was so far above everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So Jordan is the best of his era. LeBron is the best of his era.
That's ultimately what it comes down to.
That's very obvious. And then when you start comparing the eras, that's where it gets tricky because the rules are different and the training is different and the competition is and I just listed things that you could argue either way for the player, but so I don't know. I just don't like trashing either guy all that much.
No.
And he said he was kind of, I was forced into this, but I mean,
I've heard him say some of those points before too, so he was not forced into this.
Okay. But people also forget, LeBron didn't reach the finals till his 4th year. It's not like he went straight there.
Yeah.
Didn't win a title until his 8th or 9th year, when he went to a different team, so could Jordan have Could Jordan have just left the Bulls and gone some, handpicked where he wanted to play? Who knows? I don't know. And then some of the overall career numbers. I mean, yeah, LeBron came out of high school. Jordan came out after his junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, basically missed 2 seasons. So there's it's hard to just completely compare that either.
Yeah.
I do agree that it's impressive how many finals that LeBron has made. And again, I just thought it was I think he had an argument, but he did the thing that we just talked about in the last podcast where you almost strengthen the other side by some of the things you say.
Yeah.
And I felt like he did that in some regard.
Mm-hmm. And this was my tweet about it. I'm a Braun fan, but devoting your life to campaign. He literally used the word campaign. I am campaigning.
Right.
He used the word campaigning, which is psychotic. I'm a Braun fan, but devoting your life to campaigning for a man that doesn't care about you in a pointless argument is weird and lame.
Yeah.
And then I replied to myself and said, applies to Twitter politics as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree. Nick Wright is a clown. I agree with a lot of his points, but he's a clown.
I don't even know who that guy is. I've never.
There is not one clip I've seen of him where he's not talking about LeBron. His entire career. He can credit his entire career to LeBron James because every time he talks about him, people reply to it, retweet it, like it. That's the only time people see what he is saying.
Okay.
Is if he talks about LeBron James.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, he owes LeBron every penny that he's made for whatever show he's on.
I mean, it's the only reason I've ever heard of the guy.
Yeah,
so.
Me too. I wouldn't know him. Yeah, so that's a great pick for clown. Yeah, all right, let's move into. Do you want to start with lock or player?
Let's go with play. Let's go with player because I can remember it now. So this is more just because I just want to see this happen, but I'm gonna go with the ginger.
Oh,
I'm going with Anthony, the other AD.
Yeah,
Andy Dalton.
You did it. You did it too. You did it too. You combine Anthony Davis and Andy Dalton.
Yeah, Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
to come out and first of all, I want Arizona to lose this game.
Yep.
I want the Cowboys to have chaos.
Yep.
So this would accomplish both objectives.
For sure.
And Andy Dalton is not a terrible quarterback. So I could see him. He's coming out with no pressure on him.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of weapons. He has, speedy receivers, one of the best running backs in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him coming out and putting up some big numbers this week, and people in Dallas are going to be, maybe we don't need Dak. Maybe Andy Dalton, maybe we could have Andy Dalton for $5 million a year instead of $40 million a year and Jerry's gonna be that's an awful lot of money to pay Dak. When you got a guy who can basically do the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's more honestly, it's more I hope this happens.
That would be fun.
So I'm picking it just so I can really root for it.
Hell yeah. All right, my player of the week. I'm going a little off the wall here, because this is kind of more of just a prediction than a player of the week. I'm going with Jalen Ramsey.
Oh, okay.
I think Jalen Ramsey gets at least one pick and pretty much just doesn't get burnt. I don't know. I guess that's the player of the week. If you're a cornerback, you get a pick and you don't give up any big touchdowns. So, yeah, I'm picking if I could bet, I would bet a prop on Jalen Ramsey getting a pick.
Nice. Okay.
Good pick. Do you want to go first for your lock?
So my lock of the week, it was challenging as I looked at things this week, and I've been kind of mostly doing spread stuff lately.
Me too, yeah.
Just because it's kind of fun. I am now 7-0, by the way.
Dude, that's insane. That's so insane.
I know it's going to even out at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm putting my money, my fake money.
Mm-hmm.
On the mustache this week.
Wow, you know what? I almost did it too.
I don't like Detroit very much. So yeah, Jacksonville getting 3.5. That's quite, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So I could see Detroit winning by a field goal, but hey, that's okay with me, long as I get my fake money. So I'm going with Jacksonville plus 3.5 over Detroit.
All right. My lock of the week, I've been going with a lot of spreads, and I had a couple tough choices here. There's a few things I considered. I kind of like oh man, now I'm still struggling to choose between the two. So I'll give the two that I was struggling between were Broncos covering -9.5 and Bengals covering -7.5, or sorry, +9.5 for the Broncos and +7.5 for the Bengals. And then also it was tempting to think about, I mean, if Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't have another incredible game, Miami -9.5 is just nuts.
Yeah.
But
those are all ones that I looked at pretty hard too.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Bengals covering. I think Indianapolis will probably win this, but the fact that I had them as my dark horse team and they suck is pissing me off. So
what's the spread on that again?
-7.5.
Okay.
For Indy. So
and you're picking Indy.
I'm picking Bengals.
Oh, picking Okay.
Yeah, Bengals will
Bengals
cover.
Bengals
plus 7.5.
Okay. Yeah, I love seven getting 7.5.
Yeah.
Because, anything over the number 7.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That's legit. Yeah.
That's a really good number. So I like that one.
Cool. All right. You got anything else? Go Rays, I guess.
Go Rays. One other little thing that was worth mentioning. Some stuff has come out. A couple things about the Pac-12.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah.
So one of them being that the Pac-12 network future is uncertain. It's
just
basically
delete it.
I know.
Delete it.
It's basically non-existent right now. But and they're not going to have any football games on there. So we'll see. This could be Larry's final undoing there. And then John Wilner, who I've mentioned before, San Jose Mercury News, the Wilner hotline. Definitely, if you like Pac-12 football, he covers the entire Pac-12 and is definitely the best in the business. So he basically requested you can get emails from government officials, and those include colleges if they're a public university. So he didn't find a ton, but what he found was definitely a lack of urgency for the Pac-12 wanting to play football, which we kind of figured out. It took them a while to get it going, and really the letter that the USC players sent, the letters that they sent about wanting to play again kind of tipped the scales on that. Otherwise, they seemed more interested in getting basketball going than football.
Interesting.
And it's really interesting to me because you have university presidents or CFOs that are making a lot of these decisions. So, Larry is not making a lot of the decisions. It's but the thing about them is they don't care at all about sports.
Yeah.
But I think they're a little short-sighted sometimes because, when do colleges run their commercials to come to their college?
Football games.
They run it during football games.
Yeah.
Why?
Because people watch football games.
Yeah, because people, so I think in addition to bringing a ton of money into the school and paying for all the other sports, essentially, except for maybe men's basketball, it's advertising. Like you are getting basically free advertising on ESPN every week.
Yeah.
Even if you're a middling program. So I think they should understand how important football is for the rest of their campus.
Mm-hmm.
But it just shows that, a lot of the Pac-12 is not as passionate as we are in the Northwest about football, especially, Washington and Oregon.
Yeah.
USC is kind of there, but they're pretty, their fans are meh too. So anyway, it was just more evidence that, that we just don't care as much about it as some other places do.
Yeah.
Or, so as a group.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was just, again, not really very surprising or earth shattering, but just
By the way, this is one of my favorite UW pictures ever. What is his? He's one of my favorite UW players ever. What's his goddamn
gosh,
name?
I
He
can't remember.
Slit the throat against
Yeah,
Wazoo.
yeah. Coach Pete went and talked to him, yelled at him 5 different times.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It was so great.
I can't. He had a great name too, but I can't remember what it was.
I know. I'm looking it up. I'm not ending this until we find out. Not 2020.
Oh my gosh.
Number 28.
Would have been 2016 or something. I don't know. Oh my gosh. He plays rugby now.
Oh, he does?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, no. Okay. In the meantime, yeah. Seahawks, since we didn't really talk about that a ton, getting that stop with 4th and inches was pretty crazy.
It was.
2016 UW football number 28. For some reason, the name Jordan Ta'amu keeps popping in my head.
Oh, wow.
But I know that's not him.
Scroll.
It's the backup quarterback. Ah!
Just click out of there. Keep going. Come on, baby, be there. Nope.
Oh my!
Saul
Muching.
Muching.
There's 2 number 28s. Okay.
Yeah, that scared me. Nick
Saul
Little.
Muching. Yes.
I don't think Nick Little got into games a whole lot.
No.
When you're
never heard of
number
him.
28 as a wide receiver.
Jesus Christ, that's the worst wide receiver number in the history. Yeah.
Saul Muching. Yeah.
Saul Muching. Great. Yeah. He was one of my favorite. One of my favorite ever. Personally.
Yeah, he was fun. Fun. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Fuck Howard Schultz.
Yeah, fuck Howard Schultz. If we haven't said that yet on this podcast.
Seriously, yeah.
We mean it. Fuck that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye.
See ya.